We got a pretty interesting conversation from 8 at the table today. Now, I'm going to try to stay out y'all way. But you know what I say. Surely not everybody was kung fu fighting. Somebody had to be capping. Right?
Love deep. Women are long suffering. Women don't know that men love deep. And that is why, and what women don't recognize is that men are actually more loyal than women are. We exhibit this in our purchasing behavior.
Ew.
A woman will purchase, even if the hair product that she bought worked beautifully for her, she can't help it but to try another beauty product. If a man finds a body soap that works for him, he's going to have that body for the next 20 years. Yeah. Very loyal, very consistent. It's not that men don't have the capacity to do so. Of course, there's conditioning and social, inferences and learnings that we need. But the point is that it's possible. It is there. We just don't recognize it. So because men are stoic and because men say things like we want respect, we believe, first off, women don't even know what that means tangibly.
Generally, when you see a woman speaking logically in some things that men actually agree with, it doesn't take long for the sisterhood to tear her down. So is it really a sisterhood?
What respect, what does that look like? And second of all, men actually crave emotional intimacy and connection. But public facing will say respect. But when you really begin to break down respect, there's an emotional tension,
That's me.
Connection to that. Right? There's this, he disrespected me. Your feelings are hurt. You feel hurt. But we don't want to say that. So we'll say respect. So it becomes nuanced for a woman.
Is the whole men have no feelings and have no emotions? Is that why women think that disrespect shouldn't matter?
You're not going to get respect from her because she doesn't understand that there's an emotional connection and intimacy. But if you speak in her language and say emotional intimacy and connection, you will feel respected. You understand?
Hey,
I understand, but I'm not finna become a woman to get respect from one. Cut it out. I get what she's saying. Oh, nice try, sister. I appreciate you.
I just want to say, Rome sold this whole video.
He's like,
And that's my homie. I knew Cassandra forever.
his faces were like,
That's my homegirl. I ain't gonna hold you.
ain't nothing like a
Like
woman
Cassandra.
that understands a man and is on a man's side and wants to better a man.
don't twerk on the camera,
I do
Jada.
believe that a lot of times men have to understand their true responsibility of leadership, right? And a lot of times you get into a situation with a woman who's had bad leaders her entire life, right? And at the core, she's still a good woman, right? But it's up to you to know whether you are willing to put in the work, right? To, and I'm not going to say to show her what's wrong with her, right? But to basically.
Yeah, he gonna get there, but basically I'm thinking he going to, you don't have to be a person's therapist. That's either way, man or a woman. You don't have to be a person's punching bag, either or.
Lead her to the point where she comes to realize that she's contributing to an environment that isn't conducive to what her goals are. Right? Because I think a lot of times disrespectful women don't even realize they're being disrespectful. They're running on the inertia and the momentum of how they've lived their life. Once again, what men in their life have allowed, right? And I'd love to correct this thing here too, because a lot of times
I disagree slightly. They know when they're being disrespectful.
people speak to, does that woman have a father in her life? Did she have a father? And I don't think that that's the thing, because the question is, okay, but how did she watch her mother treat her father?
Or vice
She got
versa.
played.
And also, how was she received by her father?
Or
Yeah,
vice
yeah.
versa.
I think it's more than just the presence of a dad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because truth be told, there are women who may have adored their fathers, right? But their mother
Was there an example of how to treat the father?
did, right? So there's this inner conflict within them
Mm-hmm.
where they love you, but they don't know how to treat you. They don't know how to value you because they never watched a woman value a man to
Can I
really.
respond?
That's so
Can I
true,
respond?
Mo. That's so true.
That's a good example because
Could you imagine that somebody loves you,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't know how to treat you?
Absolutely.
That is so true.
which brings me
And
to
it
the next
happens.
point.
And it happens. And once again, and this is where, as a man, you got to put your big boy pants on if you truly.
I bet my last. She finna say something. She finna break out her kung fu sticks. Watch.
love that person.
That's very true.
Right?
Can't
And
help
and
but
this
look
is
at
what I mean by the balance, right? The balance of giving that person validation, giving them love, but also knowing when to put your foot in their ass. I'm telling you.
Facts.
Yeah.
And when I say put your foot in, I'm not talking about physical, I'm not talking about violence, but knowing when to put your foot down and say, look, you're not going to play this Jedi mind trick with me. And you're not going to try to trick me into thinking that what I'm doing is wrong, because all I'm trying to do is teach you what no one else cared enough to teach you.
So true.
So in this conversation, I'm just going to bring forth that a child's the representation of the man in their life has to be a good representation. Because again, let's talk about shaping people into how they react in the future. That's a good example as to why I act the way I act. Because I'm sitting here seeing a woman cater to a man. My dad is incarcerated, but my stepdad, he was in my life. And it always was kind of like, I'm going to fix everything by bringing gifts or buying or love bombing and stuff like that. And then you have a woman who's waiting for a man to get his shit together and be faithful or be a good man and not just always try to come back after he's messed up with gifts and sweet talk. And then as a child seeing, yo, my mom needs to be treated better than that, or maybe that's not, I'm not trying to throw my mom under the bus, but at the end of the day, seeing those types of examples where you're loyal or faithful to a man that
What you was trying to do was throw that man under the bus, and then you thought about it like that's who your mom chose. Now, honestly, I don't think you saw the relationship how she did. There was several things in that relationship that she thought was pretty good. That's why she kept the relationship going. Might I say Pops was in jail, so he was doing something that your dad couldn't? Not saying that he wouldn't, but he couldn't. Good Lord.
portrayed as if he was going to be a great father figure and a great man to you, and then my phone, you know what, forget it. I ain't even gonna go that deep. But at the end of the day, sometimes I look at men as, yo, I can hear all of these great things, but sometimes it's just embedded in my brain, the things that I've seen, not just with my mother, but with friends. I'm going through it really bad now with a friend, and sometimes I just see.
You can't live vicariously through the internet, through your mama, through your friends. You can, I guess, wean certain lessons from situations before to taint your whole experience and how you see relationships.
See like how great sometimes like a man will have it and he'll just stomp all over, crip walk, do the hella toe all over it and violate these women. And so I'm sorry, that is just what I.
How do you know it's great for that guy? No one stops and asks, is the guy happy? Matter of fact, I'm going to find that clip and put it right here.
Rula, are you married?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Is he happy?
Oh, that's a weird question. Usually they ask if I'm happy.
Yeah, but like it's a different kind of an interview. I'm just, because he's not here, like I want to show my care for him as well.
Mm.
Is he happy? Your answer is yes, no. You don't wanna answer that question?
No.
I think it's okay. I think we got the answer.
Who we?
That's me and the camera guy. You got it, bro?
Well, fuck you, Yash. And fuck you.
I see more than the good. And it's not that I don't have like great women around me. It's just that I have a lot of experience with shitty men. I'm sorry, but that's why I'm very aggressive. And that's why even my relationships, I attempt to be a great woman, but I always have this idea of like, yo, it doesn't matter how great you are. Sometimes men are just going to do what they want to do.
My dad was not around,
And then subconsciously, she turns that aggression loose in those relationships. Unintentionally, but she knows she does it. So is it really unintentional? Like, good question. But does she ask herself that? All right, here we go. Her dad wasn't around.
Like, he left when I was 4, came back, and then left me when I was 16, and I got pregnant. He disowned me, straight up
I
disowned me.
remember you told me that. Yeah.
So, you know, it comes to a point in our lives, though, at our age where we can't blame what our parents did, you know, or what we seen when we were
That
little.
wasn't blame. That was just me.
But
seeing
you saying
experiencing.
right now that it still hits you, that means you're still dealing with that. Like,
Yeah,
you
I
still
also said
struggle
that I
with
have
that.
friends as well.
You
that
had
are
your
still
turn.
But that has nothing to do
experiencing
with
those
you.
things.
That has
I'm
nothing
not
to do with
saying
you.
Me, I'm saying in general with men in their relationships. I hear that, you know, a lot of times.
You can't even respect the sister. You had your turn. She waited. As soon as she starts, just because she's addressing something you said and relating it to her situation, doesn't mean just talk over her.
Okay, I'm not saying women are not the problem. I'm not saying that they cannot be annoying or whatever the hell it is that they're doing in their relationships, or they just expect the most out of a man and they're never being appreciative. I'm saying that I'm experiencing the opposite. I'm experiencing women who are loyal, staying at home, waiting for that man, doing whatever they need to do, cook, clean.
Just like I said, surely everybody wasn't kung fu fighting. She capping. She capping. That's what I said about the kung fu. What about the men, though? They were having a direct conversation from the clip that was shown at the beginning of the video. She couldn't wait. She was ready to double dutch and jump in from Jump Street. This is her opportunity.
Everything.
Yeah, but
Putting their jobs on the line just to make sure that they're doing right by that man, and then he's completely violating. You getting phone calls from the next chick.
I
and this and
understand.
that. So what I'm telling you is not only that experience growing up, but that's why I'm just like men can be strict in their relationships. Sometimes I feel like I can be either too lax because sometimes I'm just like, man, a man gonna do what he do, or I'm just gonna.
Say you're doing exactly what your mother did without saying it. Because that's what she just said her mother did, right, y'all? Right?
Be like not strict, but it's like as soon as something rubs me the wrong way, or I feel as though you've already done something that I don't approve of, it's like that's not what I want for my life. Let me go ahead and move on.
no, I understand exactly what you're trying to say. But what I'm telling you is that you should not base anybody's experience on your experience, and you need to. Right, the first step you're doing is being aware. You're being aware that this is what I see, and sometimes it affects me. But now you have to take an extra step and actually be mindful of that when things are happening in your life, and be like, all right, let me not take it like this, or let me do the opposite, or let me not.
If you can't compartmentalize that shit, you're doing too much. And most people can't. That's the whole kick with the social media shit. If you can't compartmentalize that shit, you're going to be competing with the Joneses, burning your pocket, living beyond your means, struggling, not stacking, not investing.
Think about that, because it will affect your relationship, and you're
Absolutely. What it
carrying that
affects is me
you're
on my
carrying that
podcast at
trauma
work.
like into your
What it
relationship.
affects is me at work. When I go home, I'm always in a great relationship. One thing about me, I'm always in a great relationship. Do I bring my experiences to work? Hell yeah. Am I a totally different person at home? Yes, definitely. I am. Actually, it was a joke before I came to work. My little sister was like, you know, you about to go there and talk junk. We just laughed about it a little bit too, even though you didn't find it funny. But yeah, like I'll bring certain shit to work that I experience or I see, but my experience at home is completely different. I'm just bringing awareness.
You definitely just can't let your traumas be like your
It's
life.
not my reality
I
at
think,
home.
like as we grow up into adults, there's a point that we have to get to where we come to realize that everything we've gone through in life are just isolated incidents and have no reflection on what lies ahead, right? And the path that's ahead is a path that's untraveled, and it has nothing to do with what's behind us. And
He cooking.
My
we all
homegirl got played
and we
yesterday.
all I understand. and guess what? And there are other homegirls that are going to get and there are other homegirls that are going to get played tomorrow, right?
Broke my heart.
And the next day. But my thing is this: as human beings, I realize that we always form our idea.
You're going to get played when you choose players. This shit crazy, dog.
Of what the future lies by our bad experiences and not by our good. Because if we really thought about it, out of all the people we came across in our life, we've met way more good people than bad. That's every last one of us have met more good people in our lives than bad.
In the beginning, they're good.
No, listen. I'm not talking about relationships. I'm talking about people you've come across in life.
This is why men implore other men, find a woman with the least amount of trauma. That could be bodies. The least amount of trauma, dog, because this is all you're going to get. She has zero positivity as far as an outlook towards relationships. My old ass had horrible interaction with women. And so, yeah, I'm not getting married again. But relationships with women? Sure. Yes, please. Well, I don't need any more. But you get the point. Why are men can separate the shit and still be optimistic and logical about, why do they want to use logic? Because they try to say women aren't logical. They are when they want to be, just like men are emotional. So like, anyway.
You've come across more people that have done good than bad. That is just how it is for everyone in life.
Ate at the table, man. They always have great conversations. It's going to be in the description down below. So go ahead, hit that link, give them a subscribe, leave them some comments. Now, subscribe to the channel. Trying to get to 200 subscribers. When you subscribe, drop a comment and I'll give you a shout out for the next show. Yeah. Black America. Good looking, bro. Thanks for the subscription. Appreciate you. Now, when it comes to men being able to, I'm not going to say settle, but being able to accept a good thing, because if it's a good thing, you're not settling for it. That's why I don't understand when they say settle down like it's a bad thing. No, it's not settling like you're settling for less. It means that you're foregoing any and everything because I love what I have. So it's just a whatever. But I knew it wouldn't take too long for the Kung Fu to start. Yeah. What about the men? Well, if I could do it, and then he's doing it. 2 friends yesterday, 1 friend. I do like how the elder gentleman just had to break it down and explain to her your past traumas definitely shouldn't foreshadow your future. You know, learn from them, move forward. But if you don't take any accountability in those situations, then all you learn from them is what about the mendo? You're going to be right back where you was at today. If I'm lying, put it in the comments. Ladies, if I'm wrong, ladies, let me know. Because all men ask is for you just to hear us out. Hear us out. We've been hearing y'all out for the past, my whole life. So, but again, thanks for watching. Thanks for tapping in. Till next time, I'm out of here.